For the past 3, 4, 5 years, whatever, I've always wanted to find ways to simplify my video process. And I've done things like set up a tripod with clamps and arms and things to hold the camera equipment. And I've got reflectors, so I don't need lights in various places. And I've got one main light, and I've got some smart lights behind me overhead that are doing things, and I've made it so the background could be quickly changed, and I've got a monitor hooked up so that I can see myself really well, and all of these things. But one thing I really needed was to make it so I can use one smart platform like Alexa from Amazon, or Google Home, or Apple HomeKit. Now I have Alexa devices, and I have a HomePod, but not all Siri shortcuts can go to a HomePod automatically. Sometimes you have to wait for the phone to suggest it for the HomePod. So I can't always say the key commands that I would want to trigger things. So I've been using Alexa to automate some of it, and then I had to manually turn on things, and it was just kind of a clunky mess. And I've figured out how to automate it all in Apple HomeKit. But again, I can't always tell the HomePod to do what I need it to do. I'm hoping that in the next iOS and the next Mac OS and the next HomePod OS, whatever OS that is, that I can tell it manually instead of it waiting for Apple to figure it out. So in the meantime, I want to show you how I'm using a Siri shortcut to completely transform my studio into recording mode. Go from basically working editing mode to video mode. Now, sometimes when the HomePod is actually recognizing the shortcut, I can say, hey, you know who, video lighting, and it'll just do what you're about to see. Sometimes it searches the web before it answers on video lighting. So what I've got right here is my shortcuts, all my Siri shortcuts. I've got a lot of them in here, and all I have to do is push video lighting. And here's what just happened. I have the Siri shortcut of video lighting to access the Home app and do Control 6 accessories. It turns on the hair light, which is a Philips Hue set to white aimed at me. You can see it on my shiny head. It turns off the room lights. So I'm only using the video lights. I'm not using the normal room lights. I set up a smart switch to control the room lights. I have two smart floodlights. These are outdoor floodlights that can also be indoor floodlights, and they're overhead, one there and one there. One is blue and one is purple. And they're set to 62%. They're not at the brightest. They don't need to be. They just got to add a splash of color to the background. And then I also have a Philips Hue LED strip overhead above the background, aimed down, adding a little bit more white light to that background. It's kind of the initial lighting of the background. And last but not least, I have a little Wemo plug that turns on the monitor and turns on the main key light. And that is what my video lighting shortcut does. The other thing it does is it actually turns my phone into do not disturb mode so that I can't get text messages and things like that annoying me when I'm demonstrating on the phone or recording or something like that. No dings and things like that will happen. And that is my video lighting shortcut. It's very simple. It prepares the studio for recording a video. And then when I'm all done, I can either say, if the HomePod recognizes it, or click video done. And all that does is reverse everything. It turns off all the lights, turns on the main room lights, and sets my phone to do not disturb is off. That's it. The other thing I could do is turn down the volume, so in case a push notification does manage to get through do not disturb, or if somebody on my favorites contact calls, it won't ring or anything like that. I could just have the volume down. So when I hit done, video done right now, everything is going to go back to sort of bland, but this is what's about to happen. Video done. It's that simple. I can do this for headshots. I can do this for video. I can do this for family photos. A lot of automation saves a lot of time. And that's why I'm a fan of automation and smart home products and things like that. If you like this video, click that subscribe button below right now. I publish new videos every Monday and Thursday, whenever possible. You don't want to miss it.